What a year it was. Our poll received hundreds of votes for stories of all kinds. Chances are you'll recall every story that made the top 10.
I've decided to retire at the end of this term.
Utah Senator Orrin Hatch retires.
Only in a nation like ours could someone like me, the scrappy son of a simple carpenter, grow up to become a United States Senator.
First elected in 1976, Hatch is the longest-serving Republican senator in U.S. history. He'll step down on January 3rd. Mitt Romney won his seat in the November election. Senator Hatch has been a strong supporter of President Trump, while Romney and the president have had a rocky relationship.
Donald Trump is a phony, a fraud.
Are you sure he's a Mormon? Are we sure?
The missing person case of Elizabeth Salgado becomes a murder investigation after her remains are found in Hobble Creek Canyon.
As a family member, I'm frustrated because we still haven't found the person that's responsible for this.
Elizabeth was last seen walking in downtown Provo 3 years earlier. She came to the U.S. to study English after serving an LDS mission.
A legacy of love and service.
The passing of Thomas S. Monson.
He had a special place in his heart for the poor and the needy.
The 16th president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints was 90 years old when he died in January. Under the leadership of his successor, President Russell M. Nelson, the church has made considerable changes in recent months. Among them, restructuring Sunday meeting schedules and discouraging the use of the terms Mormon and LDS when referring to the church.
Because the Lord impressed upon my mind the importance of the name He decreed for His church.
The bodies of missing teens Breezy Otteson and Riley Powell are found.
It's the closure we wanted, but it's obviously an emotional roller coaster.
A 3-month-long investigation led police to an abandoned mine in Juab County in March. Charging documents say 41-year-old Jared Baum stabbed Breezy and Riley to death after they visited his girlfriend without his permission.
Now we have to move on to the next stage and get justice for those kids. And I hope it comes soon.
If convicted, Baum, who has an extensive criminal history, could face the death penalty.
Going to the White House, riding in a motorcade from the airport to the White House was unreal.
Utahn Josh Holt is released from a Venezuelan prison.
I just want to welcome you to the Oval Office.
In 2016, Holt and his new bride were accused of conspiring against the Venezuelan government and stockpiling weapons. Charges they denied. Utah Senator Orrin Hatch and Congresswoman Mia Love and several others in federal government positions worked to secure the couple's release.
Just so grateful for what you guys have done and for thinking about me and caring about me, just a normal person.
On our website, we asked which news stories impacted you the most this past year. With the help of your votes, here are the top 5.
Utah wildfires. The Dollar Ridge Fire burned 60,000 acres, destroyed dozens of homes and other structures in Wasatch and Duchesne counties in July. The Bald Mountain Fire in the Nebo Wilderness area in August and Juab County's Pole Creek Fire in September were also among the worst fires, forcing evacuations of homes and campgrounds.
I believe that we've elected a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Utah Congresswoman Mia Love loses a tight race for Utah's 4th congressional district seat. After 250,000 votes were counted, Democrat Ben McAdams won the 2018 midterm election by less than 1,000 votes.
I declared very clearly that I believe it's time for new leadership in Washington from both parties, and that's simply following through on what I promised.
There are no words to describe the pain and loss we're feeling as a team right now.
University of Utah student Lauren McCluskey killed on campus. The 21-year-old was shot outside a dormitory on the evening of October 22nd. Police say she briefly dated her killer, Melvin Sean Rowland, but broke up with him once she learned his real name, age, and criminal background. Rowland died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound after breaking into a church while police were conducting a manhunt. McCluskey's death has called into question police policies at the University of Utah.
Safety will continue to be a top priority for the University of Utah.
Utahns who died on duty.
I cannot believe that this has happened, and I can't believe that we're having to do this.
In August, Jill Robinson, a West Valley City code enforcement officer, was allegedly shot and killed by a homeowner she'd gone to meet with. After allegedly killing Robinson, he also set fire to her vehicle and a neighboring home. Also in August, Draper Fire Battalion Chief Matthew Burchett died while on the fire line of the ranch fire north of San Francisco.
He was one of the most humble men that you will ever meet.
He was part of a multi-state effort to stop the wildfires there. In November, North Ogden Mayor and Utah National Guard Major Brent Taylor was killed while serving in Afghanistan. It was his 4th overseas deployment.
Our hearts are broken, but our hearts are full. And when I talk to our children, not just now, but into the future, it will always be with a sense of pride.
Also in November, South Salt Lake police officer David Romrell was killed while responding to a burglary call. Police say the suspect's vehicle hit him intentionally while fleeing the scene. Romrell was also a Marine veteran.
I've noticed and admired each tender act of kindness. They were needed and comforted us more than words can explain.
All 4 of these heroes left families and children behind. And number 1, as determined by your votes.
If this passes, it means that we get to offer him a life of no pain or less pain.
Prop 2 passes. Utah voters put medical marijuana on the ballot, and it passed with nearly 53% of the vote, in spite of serious opposition by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, among others.
We don't oppose medical marijuana. We just think Prop 2 goes way too far and there's a better way to do it.
After Prop 2 passed, Governor Gary Herbert called a special session of the legislature to create a compromise bill which removed some of the more controversial provisions of Prop 2. Grow Your Own is gone, there are restrictions on who qualifies as a patient, and the state will set up its own dispensary.
It's an absolute sham. When you sit there and you make the citizens of Utah jump through the hoops that they need to jump through to pass an initiative, and at the first business day, you undermine and you remove our voice, that's a problem.
The compromise bill could still face a legal challenge. Shortly after Utah opened the door to medical cannabis, Wendover, Nevada city leaders voted to legalize recreational marijuana there.
I don't have any worry about other states and what they do on the recreational side. They can do that. We have been focused on patients and patient access.
Thanks for watching tonight and all year long. Have a happy new year. Bob Evans, Fox 13 News, Utah.